You've lived your whole life thinking the world is normal. It's not. These 170 facts prove how terrifying reality truly is. Let's begin.
Fact number 1. Until the 1980s, it was believed that newborns do not feel pain. A 1988 study among doctors in the UK and Ireland showed that 13% believed children under 12 months couldn't feel pain, and another 23% were unsure. As a result, even serious surgeries were often performed with only local anesthesia. It is now proven that newborns and even unborn babies feel pain just like adults.
Fact number 2. You're more likely to die in a bathtub than win the lottery. Estimates show that the odds of winning a jackpot range from 1 in 176 million to 1 in 15 million. Meanwhile, the odds of dying in your own bathroom are much higher. Still, people keep believing in luck, and some do get lucky, like a Scottish couple who won £161 million in 2011. Fact number 3. You might be near a killer thousands of times in your life without knowing it. It depends on where you live and how many people you pass each day. A small-town resident might cross paths with about 16 killers in a lifetime. But in a metropolis, someone could unknowingly pass 1,000 criminals. Most killers, including serial ones like Ted Bundy, appear completely normal and may even lead respectable lives. Bundy once worked for a crisis hotline and even called rescuers to help others. Fact number 4. There may be over 2,000 active serial killers in the US right now. It's estimated that over 2,000 serial killers may be at large in the US alone. Moreover, about 30,000 murders aren't even included in FBI records. Even more frightening, there's a 1 in 3 chance that police will never find the killer. Fact number 5. The Naegleria fowleri amoeba can enter your brain through your nose. A parasite called Naegleria fowleri can enter the brain through the nose while swimming in warm, contaminated water, often causing fatal meningoencephalitis. This amoeba lives in thermal springs and polluted bodies of water. The disease progresses rapidly and is rarely survivable. Fact number 6. Bodies of dead climbers on Everest often stay there forever. Above 8,000 meters on Everest lies the death zone, where helicopter rescues are impossible and retrieving bodies is life-threatening. As a result, many climbers who die there remain forever. Some bodies even become trail markers, like the famous green boots, whose bright footwear pointed the way for years. Fact number 7. Watching TV for over 2 hours a day shortens your life. Watching TV for more than 2 hours daily shortens your life by an average of 1.4 years. The issue isn't the TV itself, but the sedentary habit it encourages. Even in the digital age, TV remains a routine part of life, but not without hidden health costs. Fact number 8. Half of all adults have mites living on their faces. Half of all adults and 2/3 of the elderly host microscopic mites on their faces, usually in eyelash, eyebrow, and nose follicles. These mites feed on skin cells and oils. While typically harmless, under stress or illness, they can cause a skin condition called demodicosis. Fact number 9. About 27,000 trees are cut down every day to eventually become toilet paper. While it's hard to live without it, the situation could improve by developing recycling technologies or using alternative plant-based materials, as practiced in developed countries. Fact number 10. Your phone has more bacteria than a toilet seat. Researchers from the University of Arizona found that a smartphone surface can have 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Clean your phone regularly with alcohol wipes or use specialized gadgets for disinfection. Fact number 11.
about 3 million ships rest at the bottom of the oceans. According to UN estimates, around 3 million ships, including war vessels, submarines, and the ill-fated Titanic, lie on the ocean floor. If they were all raised, they could form a chain encircling the Earth twice. This next fact might change how you feel about doctors. Fact number 12. 7,000 people in the U.S. die each year due to doctors' bad handwriting. According to the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, about 7,000 patients die annually because of prescriptions written in illegible handwriting. Electronic prescription systems help combat this issue, but they're not yet universal. Fact number 13. This photo contains all of humanity, except one person. A photo from the Apollo 11 lunar module shows Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin on the Moon and Earth in the background. This single image includes all of humanity, the living, the dead, and those yet to be born through their ancestors. The only person not pictured is Michael Collins, who remained in orbit. Fact number 14. A tree can grow inside human lungs. Doctors once suspected a tumor in a patient named Artyom Sidorkin, but during surgery, they discovered a tiny fir tree sprouting in his lung. A seed had lodged there and started to grow. Rare, but real. Fact number 15. You wouldn't notice if the sun disappeared. At first. If the sun were to suddenly vanish, we'd still see and feel its light and warmth for another 8 minutes and 20 seconds, the time it takes for light to travel from the sun to Earth. Only after that would we plunge into darkness. Fact number 16. 1 in 3 teens hears voices. A psychiatric study revealed that 21 to 23% of adolescents aged 11 to 13 experience hallucinations, including voices that whisper, speak in full sentences, or even scream. Fact number 17. Earth has 40 supervolcanoes that could wipe out humanity. At any moment, one of Earth's 40 supervolcanoes could erupt. For instance, Indonesia's Toba volcano erupts roughly every 50,000 years and is already 25,000 years overdue. A single eruption would rival the blast of 1,000 atomic bombs. Fact number 18. You could drop dead right now for no reason. Sudden arrhythmic death syndrome describes when perfectly healthy people die from sudden heart rhythm failure. It can strike without warning, and the causes often remain unknown. Fact number 19. One kiss exchanges over 80 million bacteria. A single kiss transfers more than 80 million bacteria between partners, some beneficial, others harmful. Long-term partners often end up sharing similar oral microbiomes. Fact number 20. Some flies lay larvae under human skin. South American botflies, Dermatobia hominis, lay eggs on mosquitoes, which transfer them to humans when they bite. The eggs hatch and the larvae burrow into the skin, developing there for about a month before emerging. Fact number 21. 1% of the world's population has a brain aneurysm unknowingly. A brain aneurysm is a weak spot in a blood vessel that can rupture without warning. Around 75 million people live with one, often unaware they're at risk. Fact 22. Some lizards shoot blood from their eyes. Horned lizards from North America can shoot jets of blood from their eyes when threatened. It startles predators and helps clean their eyes of debris. Fact number 23. Some moths drink human blood. Certain moth species in Siberia and Southeast Asia feed on animal and sometimes human blood. They evolved from fruit-feeding ancestors to extract amino acids from blood.
Fact number 24. Dogs sometimes eat their owners after death. There are documented cases of dogs eating their owners' corpses just days after death, sometimes even sooner if the person was unconscious or incapacitated. Fact number 25. Squeaky toys trigger dogs' hunting instinct. Dogs love squeaky toys because the sound resembles the cries of prey. It triggers their predator instincts, prompting them to repeatedly attack the toy. Fact number 26. You swallow up to half a liter of nasal mucus daily. Humans swallow around 250 to 500 milliliters of nasal mucus per day, especially during colds or colder seasons. Fact number 27. You breathe in other people's dead skin. About 15% of the air in crowded places is made up of dead skin cells. Up to 80% of visible indoor dust is actually human skin. Fact number 28. Up to 20% of office mugs contain fecal bacteria. Studies found that 90% of office mugs carry germs, including E. coli, often due to poor washing habits and contaminated sponges. Fact number 29. Mercury vapor can kill just from the smell. Organic mercury compounds have a slightly sweet scent, but if you can smell them, the concentration is already lethal. Fact number 30. Cotard syndrome. People believe they're dead. This rare mental disorder causes people to believe they are dead, missing organs, or don't exist. Some stop eating or speaking entirely. Fact number 31. Fear of dolls is rooted in evolution. Most people have an innate fear of things that resemble humans but aren't quite human. This is known as the uncanny valley effect, when almost realistic human-like figures evoke disgust. Scientists believe our ancestors had a good reason to fear almost humans. Fact number 32. Eyes have their own immune system. The immune system of the eyes is separate from the rest of the body and is called immune privilege. The brain, testicles, placenta, and fetus also share this status. If the body's main immune system recognized the eyes as foreign, it would attack and inflame them. Fact number 33. Monkeys can maim people by ripping off faces and fingers. Pet chimpanzees have attacked their owners, biting off fingers, ears, and even tearing skin from faces. One ripped a woman's scalp off, others chewed off hands and feet. This behavior is instinctive and not altered by domestic upbringing. Fact number 34. Fibrodysplasia turns muscles into bone. A rare genetic disorder, progressive ossifying fibrodysplasia, causes muscles, tendons, and ligaments to turn into bone. Over time, the person becomes imprisoned in a skeleton under their skin. There is no effective treatment. It's not a myth. People really died from this. Fact number 35. Suppressing a sneeze can be deadly. Trying to hold back a sneeze can rupture blood vessels in the eyes, tear eardrums, or even cause a brain aneurysm to burst. A suppressed sneeze can kill. Fact number 36. At sewage treatment plants, you can sink like in quicksand. During wastewater treatment, air is pumped in to help bacteria decompose waste. The density of this water becomes so low that a person or object that normally floats would immediately sink to the bottom. Fact number 37. Female mummies were in worse shape than male ones. In ancient Egypt, female mummies were often in much worse condition than male ones. This was because their embalming was delayed to prevent cases of necrophilia. Fact number 38.
The Andes Cannibal series is based on real events. Pedro Alonso Lopez, a Colombian serial killer, raped and murdered over 300 girls across Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia. Sentenced to 16 years, he was released early and vanished in 1998. His whereabouts remain unknown. Fact number 39. Pedro Alonso Lopez made it into the Guinness Book of Records. In 2006, he was officially recognized as the most prolific serial killer in history. He is believed to be around 75 years old today. Fact number 40. X-rays revealed child abuse. When X-rays became widely used in pediatrics, doctors observed many broken bones in children. Initially, they suspected a new disease, but later realized these were signs of abuse. Fact number 41. Around 30% of missing persons are killed by the one who reported them missing. Police are aware of this, but often lack the evidence to prosecute. This fact shows that murderers frequently report the victim missing themselves. Fact number 42. Viruses can freeze for millions of years and still remain dangerous. They stay viable and infectious even after thousands of years in permafrost. Scientists fear that exposure to pathogens never before encountered by humans could lead to catastrophic consequences. Fact 43. Crows are associated with death for a reason. These intelligent scavengers used to follow armies into battle, knowing corpses would soon be available. This behavior created a cultural link between crows and death. Fact number 44. The smell of freshly cut grass is actually a distress signal. Plants emit chemical compounds when damaged. That pleasant scent is actually grass's way of warning other plants about danger. Fact number 45. Bodies don't decompose at the bottom of Lake Superior. Due to extremely low temperatures, body fat hardens into a coating that preserves corpses like a natural cocoon. Remains can stay intact for decades. Fact number 46. The blobfish only looks ugly at the surface. In its natural habitat, the blobfish looks like a regular fish. It lives at extreme depths where pressure is 60 times greater than at sea level. Its soft, spongy flesh helps maintain buoyancy, but when brought to the surface, the sudden drop in pressure deforms it, which is why it's called the world's ugliest fish. Fact 47. John F. Kennedy's sister underwent a secret lobotomy. At birth, Rosemary Kennedy suffered oxygen deprivation that affected her development. Her father arranged a lobotomy behind his wife's back. After the procedure, Rosemary became severely disabled, unable to walk or speak. The family placed her in an institution and never publicly acknowledged her again. Fact number 48. A wrong blood transfusion can cause a feeling of impending doom. If someone receives a mismatched blood transfusion, one symptom may be an overwhelming sense that death is near. This is the body's reaction to destroyed red blood cells and a massive immune response. Fact number 49. Crocodiles can gallop. Some crocodile species can actually gallop, lifting all four legs off the ground in a bounding motion. This makes them even more dangerous when attacking. Fact number 50. Cockroaches can eat human flesh. Studies show that American and German cockroaches bite humans more than other species. They can feed on eyelashes, fingernails, skin, and even flesh, whether the person is alive or dead. Fact number 51. Eventually, Facebook will have more profiles of the dead than the living. As users pass away and their accounts remain, Facebook is gradually becoming a digital graveyard. Studies suggest that within the next few decades, the number of deceased users' profiles will outnumber those of the living. Fact number 52. The MH370 Boeing 777 disappeared and has never been found. On March 8, 2014, a Malaysian Boeing 777 en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing vanished from radar. Despite extensive searches, its location remains unknown, and the fate of the passengers is still a mystery.
Fact number 53. A brain tumor can contain hair and teeth. In 2015, a young woman was diagnosed with a brain tumor that turned out to be a teratoma, a rare growth containing tissues not typical for the brain, including bone, hair, and teeth. These tumors develop from germ cells and can form during early embryonic development.
Fact number 54. There's a parasite that replaces a fish's tongue. A parasitic isopod enters a fish's mouth, eats its tongue, and takes its place. The fish continues to live while the parasite feeds on its blood and functions as a replacement tongue. Fact number 55. Some dead bodies burp after death. Due to gas buildup in the body, burping can occur after death. For the same reason, corpses may sometimes make noises or even twitch, which can frighten the unprepared.
Fact number 56. Challenger astronauts didn't die in the explosion, but on impact. The Challenger crew didn't die instantly during the 1986 explosion. Research showed the astronauts remained alive until they hit the ocean several kilometers from the launch site.
Fact number 57. CNN has a video ready for the end of the world. In the 1980s, CNN recorded a special broadcast to be aired in the event of the apocalypse. It shows an orchestra playing the Christian hymn, "Nearer, My God, to Thee," the same song the Titanic's band allegedly played as the ship sank. Fact number 58. 1 in 100 people is a psychopath. About 1% of the world's population suffers from psychopathy, a disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, guilt, and compassion. Though not all become criminals, such individuals can be dangerous to society.
Fact number 59. A serial killer saw unlocked doors as invitations. Serial killer Richard Chase only entered homes if the doors were unlocked. He believed that an unlocked door was an invitation. If it was locked, he walked away.
Fact number 60. Your brain can make you see monsters in the mirror. Staring at your reflection in dim lighting can cause your brain to distort the image. This is called the Troxler effect, and it can make you see monstrous faces in the mirror.
Fact number 61. Some people experience death multiple times. There's a rare mental disorder in which a person believes they have already died or are repeatedly dying. It can include hallucinations, paranoia, and social withdrawal.
Fact number 62. Fatal familial insomnia is a disease with no cure. Fatal familial insomnia is a rare genetic brain disorder where the person gradually loses the ability to sleep. It starts as mild insomnia, but soon leads to dementia, physical breakdown, and death. There's no known cure. Fact number 63. Twins June and Jennifer Gibbons only spoke to each other. Known as the Silent Twins from Wales, June and Jennifer Gibbons refused to speak to anyone but each other. They wrote novels, committed arson, and were institutionalized. After Jennifer's sudden death, June began speaking normally.
Fact number 64. A Frenchman named Tarare ate anything, even corpses. Tarare, a French actor and soldier born in 1772, had an insatiable appetite. He ate live animals, garbage, and even corpses from the morgue. His condition remains a medical mystery. Fact number 65. Some bodies move after death. After death, muscle contractions can still occur in the body for several hours. Scientists have documented limb movements in corpses up to 17 hours post-mortem. This is due to tissue decomposition and the release of certain chemicals. Fact number 66. UVB-76 is a mysterious radio station that broadcasts buzzing. UVB-76, also known as the buzzer, transmits short buzzing signals about 25 times per minute. Its origin and purpose remain unknown, making it one of the most puzzling anomalies in modern times. Fact number 67. The euthanasia coaster is designed to kill. The euthanasia coaster is a hypothetical steel roller coaster designed by Julianos Urbanos to kill its passengers through a series of physiological effects from euphoria to death during the ride. Fact number 68. The mystery of Ai Chau. A woman's corpse was found in 3 locations. In 1888, in Ai Chau, Scotland, parts of a woman's body were discovered in 3 separate places. The left hand and right foot were never found. Some speculate it may have been the work of Jack the Ripper. Fact number 69. Oscar the cat can predict death. Oscar the cat, living in a Rhode Island nursing home, has a frightening ability. He senses when a patient is about to die. He has never been wrong. If he lingered near someone, they soon passed away. Fact number 70. Some fungi turn insects into zombies. Certain fungi infect insects, hijack their behavior, and force them to climb to elevated places. There, the host dies, and the fungus releases its spores, using the corpse as a nutrient base. This is without a doubt one of the most disturbing deaths in history. Fact number 71. Scaphism was an ancient execution method involving insects. In ancient Persia, there was a horrifying method of execution called scaphism. The victim was strapped between 2 boats, with the head, hands, and feet sticking out, and smeared with milk and honey. Insects would slowly eat them alive. Fact number 72. Dentures used to be made from the teeth of the dead. In the 18th and 19th centuries, dentures were often made from the teeth of the dead. Teeth from fallen soldiers, especially from the Battle of Waterloo, were sold to dentists and used in prosthetics. Fact number 73. A severed head may stay conscious for up to 20 seconds. It's believed that after decapitation, a person can remain conscious for about 20 seconds before the brain dies from oxygen loss. Witnesses have reported that executed individuals moved their lips as if trying to speak. Fact number 74. The trailer for The Exorcist caused panic in theaters. When the trailer for The Exorcist was shown in theaters, people were so terrified that they ran out. The trailer was eventually pulled from cinemas due to the public reaction. Fact number 75. Ancient Romans drank gladiator blood for healing. In ancient Rome, it was believed that gladiator blood had healing properties, especially for epilepsy. Pliny the Elder wrote that epileptics drank it in hopes of being cured. Fact number 76. The book Futility predicted the Titanic disaster. In 1898, Morgan Robertson published Futility, or The Wreck of the Titan, describing the world's largest unsinkable ship, the Titan, which hit an iceberg and sank due to a lack of lifeboats. 14 years later, the Titanic, met the same fate.
Fact number 77. Poveglia Island in Italy is one of the creepiest places on Earth. In the 15th century, Poveglia Island near Venice became a quarantine camp for plague victims. Later, it housed a psychiatric hospital. It's believed over 160,000 people died there, and the island remains off-limits to visitors. Fact number 78. Dracula actor Bela Lugosi was buried in vampire costume. Bela Lugosi, famous for playing Dracula, was buried in his vampire costume. At his funeral, actor Laurie Quayle quietly asked if they should stake him through the heart just in case.
Fact number 79. Fresh flowers mysteriously appear daily on Carolina Walter's grave. Carolina Walter died of tuberculosis in 1867 and was buried in Freiburg, Germany. Since then, fresh flowers have appeared on her grave every single day. No one knows who leaves them.
Fact number 80. A man once rode through Chicago in a coffin for fun. In 1871, a man ordered a custom coffin with a window and took a ride through Chicago while lying inside, smoking a cigarette, and enjoying the attention. It was his eccentric form of self-promotion. Fact number 81. Wax face masks helped World War I veterans with disfigurements. In 1918, British sculptor Ina Coleman Ladd crafted wax masks for soldiers whose faces were disfigured in World War I. She made plaster casts based on pre-injury photos and manually recreated their facial features. Fact number 82. Victorians added locks to coffins to prevent premature burial. During the Victorian era, people feared being buried alive. Some coffins had locking mechanisms with the key placed in the deceased's hand, just in case they woke up. Fact number 83. A triple coffin was made for a family suicide pact. A grieving couple ordered a coffin to end their lives alongside their deceased daughter. They eventually changed their minds. The coffin is now on display at the National Museum of Funeral History in Texas. Fact 84. A tree trunk throne commemorates a royal family. In 2012, British artist Andy Levy carved a throne from a tree trunk, featuring intricate details of a 15th century family from Kendal Castle. It commemorates Catherine Parr, the sixth and final wife of Henry VIII. Fact number 85. Clowns register their face paint designs on eggs. Professional clowns from Clowns International preserve their unique makeup designs by painting them on eggs. These are stored in the Clown Egg Register in London's Holy Trinity Church. Fact number 86. Your brain fixes distorted patterns. When you stare at the center of a warped grid or mesh, your brain adjusts the image to make it look more familiar. This shows how perception can differ greatly from reality. Fact number 87. A preacher wore a skull mask to deliver sermons. A 1911 photo shows a man walking around town in a skull mask, delivering sermons about death. His appearance was designed to shock and frighten the public. Fact number 88. Goat horns decorate graves in Turkmenistan for protection. Some graves in Turkmenistan are adorned with goat horns believed to protect the deceased from evil spirits. Fact number 89. An embalmed heart was found in an Irish church crypt. In the medieval crypt of Christ Church in Cork, Ireland, archaeologists found a mold-covered embalmed human heart, a rare and mysterious discovery. Fact number 90. Cows are deadlier than sharks. Though sharks are feared worldwide,
Cows actually kill more people each year. There have been cases of cows trampling people to death during routine walks through pastures. Fact number 91. Every swim in the ocean is a swim through a graveyard. Hundreds of thousands of people have been buried at sea due to shipwrecks or intentional burial, so every ocean swim is essentially a swim among the dead. Fact number 92. Some shampoos and dyes contain cancer-causing chemicals. Shampoos, soaps, hair dyes, and other beauty products can contain carcinogenic substances that are capable of causing cancer. Fact number 93. A game of golf can turn deadly. One golfer threw his club onto a bench and it bounced back, piercing his heart. Similar incidents have occurred more than once. Fact number 94. Swans can be dangerously aggressive. There are documented cases of swans attacking people, flipping them off jet skis, and even strangling dogs. Fact number 95. Peanut butter can contain insect parts and rodent hairs. Up to 150 insect fragments and 5 rodent hairs can be found in just 500 grams of peanut butter. Fact number 96. Candles cause tens of thousands of fires every year. Ordinary candles are responsible for thousands of house and apartment fires around the world each year. Fact number 97. Lightning can travel through plumbing and your body. When lightning strikes a building, it can travel through electrical wiring, phone lines, plumbing, and even a person. Fact number 98. Lightning kills more people annually than sharks. Despite the fear of sharks, lightning strikes kill significantly more people each year than shark attacks. Fact number 99. Up to 730 million bacteria can live under a single ring. Wedding or decorative rings can harbor up to 730 million bacteria, nearly the population of all Europe. Fact 100. 600 people die falling out of bed every year, in the US alone. According to statistics, about 600 people in the US die each year simply by falling out of bed during sleep. Fact number 101. The letter from underwater. In 1983, on the shore of a small Louisiana town, a boy found a bottle washed up on the sand. Inside was a letter written in shaky handwriting, as if the author had been writing in a rush or in the dark. The paper was damp, its edges eaten away by salt, and the ink had blurred so badly that some words were unreadable. The letter began, "If you are reading this, it means I am already under the water." The author seemed to be a fisherman or sailor. The text mentioned a storm, cold, and faces in the deep. He claimed something was moving under his boat, watching him through the dark water, even though he was in the open ocean. Parts of the message could never be fully deciphered by police or linguists. Only a few sentences remained clear. "They're calling me by name. I can't breathe. I'm going to them." Experts determined the bottle had been in the water for at least 10 years before washing ashore. But strangely, the glass was intact, the cork tightly sealed, and there was almost no mold inside, as if someone had been preserving it. Over the decades, 3 more bottles with similar letters have been found in the same area, all written in different handwritings but containing the same final words, "I'm going to them." Local fishermen now joke that the ocean in these parts is collecting something, but those who have seen the letters themselves believe it's no joke, because in the most recent one, there was a new line, "Soon, you will be next." Fact number 102. Climber David Sharp died on Everest while dozens passed him by. When someone finally realized he was still alive, it was already too late.
Altitude sickness and hypothermia had taken their toll.
Fact number 103. The last guillotine execution in France was in 1977. This happened after the release of the first Star Wars movie, which surprises many people.
Fact number 104. One method of execution in ancient Rome was sewing a person into a sack with a live dog, snake, monkey, and rooster, then throwing it into the sea. This punishment, known as pona quai, was used particularly for those convicted of parricide, killing one's own father. Fact number 105. About 25,000 people die of hunger every day, including 10,000 children. And this is not because there isn't enough food in the world, but because of how it is distributed. Worse still, about 1.3 billion tons of food are lost or thrown away every year. Fact number 106. Several European countries once had human zoos. These were small, artificial villages where indigenous people, usually from Africa, were displayed for public amusement, imitating their traditional way of life. Many died in such exhibits. Sometimes they were kept in cages, often naked. In one case, a man was kept in a cage with an orangutan at the Bronx Zoo, presented as an evolutionary link between ape and human. The last human zoo existed in Belgium in the 1950s.
Fact number 107. Rarely, but if you crack your neck the wrong way, it can cause a stroke. A sudden or incorrect neck twist can damage arteries that supply blood to the brain, which in some cases results in severe complications or death.
Fact number 108. There is no cure for rabies once the virus has manifested. Rabies has a 99.9% fatality rate, higher than any other disease. The only way to prevent death is vaccination immediately after being bitten or exposed to the virus before symptoms appear. Fact number 109. King cobras can growl. Unlike most snakes that only hiss, the king cobra can produce a low, resonant growl, making it even more intimidating.
Fact number 110. Some snake species can make blood clot so quickly it turns into jelly. This happens due to specific toxins in their venom that instantly trigger coagulation, making treatment extremely difficult.
Fact number 111. Squirrels are not herbivores, they are omnivores. They can kill and eat other animals, such as chipmunks or baby birds. While rare, scientists have recorded instances of squirrels attacking small animals for food. Fact number 112. Starfish digest food outside their bodies. They literally eject their stomachs, release enzymes that digest and liquefy their prey, and then suck it back inside. Fact number 113. At a cemetery in Vienna, they sell Lego funeral sets. This unusual souvenir can be purchased right at the cemetery. The set includes a miniature coffin, a corpse figurine, and other funeral-themed pieces. Fact number 114. Around 106 billion people have lived on Earth throughout human history. Today, only about 7% of them are alive. The remaining tens of billions are buried or otherwise disposed of, their remains scattered across the planet. Fact number 115. Buried trains of the New York subway. Beneath New York streets lie abandoned subway stations and train cars, left for decades. Some cars still contain passengers' belongings, now coated in dust and mold.
Fact number 116. There are lakes made entirely of sulfuric acid. In certain volcanic regions of Earth, lakes have formed that contain concentrated sulfuric acid instead of water. These places are deadly to humans and most forms of life.
This next one will make you question how well we really know people. Fact number 117. The serial killer Rodney James Alcala continued to kill people while appearing on a popular American TV show. Fact number 118. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride once had real human skeletons. Disney design engineers examined the artificial skeletons that were brought in. Initially, they decided that they were not creepy enough. This was perhaps due to the fact that artificial skeletons in the 1960s were not as convincing as they are now. To create a more realistic effect, Disney engineers turned to the anatomy department of the University of California to gradually replace the real skeletons with artificial ones. But many still believe that real skeletons remained on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Number 119. Green mice have bones and even poisonous teeth. These mutated mice are not only unusual in their fur color, but also possess unique anatomy. Their bones are stronger than normal, and their teeth can secrete venom that paralyzes prey. Fact number 120. When a frog vomits, its entire stomach comes out and hangs from its mouth. The frog then pulls out the stomach contents and swallows it again. Fact number 121. History is full of interesting and creepy treatments. Ancient Egyptians would grind up a pig's eye and mix it with red ochre. They would then pour this mixture into a patient's ears as a cure for blindness. Fact number 122. When Peter the Great's wife was discovered to be cheating on him, Peter I killed her lover. He made his wife keep her lover's head in a jar of alcohol in his bedroom. The head is still kept in the Kunstkamera Museum in St. Petersburg. Fact number 123. Since the 1950s, 6 nuclear bombs have disappeared without a trace. Fact number 124. Statistically, men are more likely to be killed by strangers on the street, while women are more likely to be killed by relatives at home. Fact number 125. Wes Craven's film, A Nightmare on Elm Street, is based on a true story. Director Craven said that the inspiration for the iconic slasher film came from a story he read in a newspaper. A boy, tormented by anxious nightmares, was unable to sleep for several days out of fear. He died in his sleep from exhaustion, but only after calling for help in the middle of the night because of his nightmares. Fact number 126. There is Capgras syndrome, where you feel that all your relatives and friends have been replaced. This syndrome can be experienced by a perfectly healthy person under the influence of illegal substances. Fact number 127. Pandas eat meat. About 2 million years ago, giant pandas almost completely switched to a vegetarian diet. Almost, but not quite. In fact, the structure of their digestive tract is more like that of a predator than an herbivore. Therefore, when the opportunity arises, pandas may well feast on meat. They catch small rodents or tear a piece from the prey of other predators. Moreover, when zoologists catch pandas, they use a piece of meat as bait. Fact number 128. Gummy candies are made from bones. This is a fairly well-known fact, but there are still people whom it shocks. Yes, gelatin is made from animal bones. At one time, French chemist Jean Darcy invented a method for producing gelatin in order to use it as a cheap food product in charitable institutions. So jelly and marmalade are, in essence, a meat dish, and vegetarians cannot eat them. Fact number 129. Priests from the Inca tribes believed that children's tears could stop a drought. Inca priests believed in the power of human sacrifice, and many of their rituals involved sacrificing women and children to serve their sun god and the entire earth. When a drought came, the priests sacrificed children because they believed that their tears could cause rain. Fact number 130. Well, anyone who has ever been on a ride, especially a steep roller coaster, is familiar with that strange sensation in the stomach. In fact, it's your internal organs shifting, especially those that are not fixed by ligaments, such as the intestines. Fact number 131. Ghost on board the Queen Mary. The ocean liner Queen Mary, now docked in California, is infamous for dozens of ghost sightings. Guests and staff report figures in vintage uniforms walking the decks and footsteps echoing in empty hallways. Fact number 132. The White Lady of Hohensalzburg Castle. In Austria's Hohensalzburg Castle, witnesses often see a woman in a white dress gliding through corridors. Legend says her appearance foretells the death of someone in the city. Fact number 133. If you don't let a person sleep, they will die from lack of sleep sooner than from exhaustion. Fact number 134. Men can produce milk. And this is a much more common occurrence than it seems. Most men are just ashamed to admit it. Lactation can be caused by starvation. This was observed in concentration camp prisoners when they were first fed after several weeks of hunger. Fact number 135. The birth canals of women in the era of Louis XIV were severely narrowed. This meant they had to endure perhaps the most painful childbirth on the planet. In this regard, in 1780, during childbirth, a part of the pelvic bone was sawed off with a chainsaw to facilitate this process. Fact number 136. There are no pain receptors in the brain. Therefore, people can stay awake and calmly talk to doctors while they perform an operation on their head. Fact number 137. In very rare cases, what can be mistaken for a normal runny nose is actually cerebral spinal fluid the brain is releasing to lower pressure. Fact number 138. In preparation for your surgery, one of the first things they do is clean your belly button, as up to 67 types of bacteria can accumulate there. Fact number 139. The elevator ghost. In a Tokyo office building, surveillance cameras captured an elevator frequently stopping at empty floors and opening its doors to reveal a pale female figure standing there. Fact number 140. People produce more earwax when they are stressed, and this stress-related earwax smells much worse than usual. Fact number 141. The water you drink has most likely already been inside someone or something else. Fact number 142. If someone sneezed in your face, they launched germs at you at a speed of 160 kilometers per hour. A cough, by comparison, isn't so bad, only 100 kilometers per hour. Fact number 143. A geomagnetic storm occurred in the 1800s, caused by solar activity. At the time, telegraphs worked on their own without electricity. If this happens again, it will destroy all our and other electrical equipment. It is called the Carrington event. Fact number 144. If you are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease at age 65, it means you have been suffering from it since at least age 40, and you experienced very mild symptoms but just didn't notice them. Your brain was struggling to compensate for the deficit. By the time you are diagnosed, your brain has already been very badly damaged. Fact number 145. When the atomic bomb was created, the leading scientists had to calculate the flammability of the Earth's atmosphere. They were sure that the explosion would not ignite the atmosphere. When the first atomic bomb was detonated, the scientists never answered this question. And we know that this problem is not a problem for our planet. Fact number 146. The dark age of the universe will come. When all star fuel disappears and all white dwarfs become cold, they will become dark, and all black holes will evaporate into elementary particles, and so the universe will become a cold, dark place forever.
Fact number 147. The Mariana Trench is so deep that Everest will fit in it. Even if you stand on its peak, there will still be a ton of space above your head to the ocean's surface. Fact number 148. The Northwest Pacific Coast Subduction Zone is 965 kilometers long, and it has been delaying an earthquake of magnitude 8.8 to 9.2 for about 70 years, and nothing on this coast will be able to withstand it. Since the time of contact with Europeans, there have never been strong earthquakes on this coast, as the last major earthquake occurred in 1700. Unlike Japan, where a similar earthquake occurred in 2011, the northwest of America is not ready for this, and the buildings here are not ready for what will happen. Soon, Vancouver, Portland, and Victoria will be pushed 2 meters inland. They will shake violently for 5 to 7 minutes, and then a 30-meter-high tsunami will hit them. According to forecasts, the earthquake will kill tens of thousands of people, displace millions, and cause trillions of dollars in damage. This is the second largest humanitarian disaster in North American history, second only to Haiti, and it seems that everyone around is just pretending that this won't happen.
Fact number 149. Viruses cannot be classified as living organisms. Nevertheless, they act as if they are fully aware of their surroundings and evolved to adapt to them. They act as if they have a brain, but these are just nucleic acids.
Fact number 150. Bananas are radioactive. Yes, your favorite fruits emit radiation because they contain potassium-40. In nuclear energy, there is even a joking term, banana equivalent, when radioactive sources for a clear analogy are compared with the dose contained in a regular banana. But you don't have to worry, as the radiation level in them is so insignificant that it cannot lead to either radiation sickness or mutation. By the way, in addition to bananas, potatoes, beans, nuts, and sunflower seeds have a higher than average radiation level.
Fact 151. You smell molecules that have entered your nose. For example, if you walk into a public restroom and smell the unbearably disgusting aroma of a freshly piled up heap, just know that the molecules of this substance are floating in the air, and when they enter your nose as you breathe, you smell this stench. And this applies to any other smell.
Fact number 152. There are more bacteria on our hands than on any other part of the body. The exact number is difficult to calculate, but it is a known fact that there are about 300 different species. Among them are bacteria, viruses, and the simplest microorganisms. Most of them are symbionts that do not harm humans in any way. Fact 153. Koalas can transmit chlamydia. These cute creatures that look like teddy bears carry quite dangerous diseases in the wild. So if you're walking in a reserve abroad, for example on vacation in Australia, and you see one of these cute bears, you shouldn't approach it, as it may mistake you for a predator. It can also transmit its waste product, as koala urine contains chlamydia, which causes the well-known STD chlamydia. And then try to explain to your girlfriend that you just didn't get along with an animal in the park.
Fact number 154. Gamma rays can destroy humanity at any moment. For some time, all of humanity's attention was focused on the topic of the coronavirus, which was steadily capturing more and more territories. And while it was possible to learn about its spread, it is impossible to know when gamma rays will hit the Earth. They are emitted in huge quantities during supernova explosions. By the way, this phenomenon happened in the recent past by Earth's history standards, about 2.6 million years ago. a star located somewhere 150 light-years from our planet, exploded, and according to scientists, could have been the cause of an extinction event. So we are already in a catastrophic, nightmarish scenario.
You might want to cross your legs for this one.
Fact number 155. Testicles are very fragile. It's even painful to write about this, but they can be crushed with due diligence. Yes, doing it by hand will be difficult, but it is possible. That is, in the future, your girlfriend, who has strong hands, after another quarrel, can grab you by the most valuable and, applying maximum effort, crush them. By the way, too much pressure even leads to the tearing of the testicles. It can well kill you. The fact is that with such pressure, the body releases a huge amount of adrenaline, because the only thing it thinks about is running away from the cause of the pain as quickly as possible. This can lead to a heart attack. Often, a ruptured testicle occurs due to a strong impact to the groin area in a motorcycle or bicycle accident. This is another reason to be as careful as possible and follow traffic rules.
Fact number 156. Teeth can grow outside the mouth. Tumors are diverse, and among them, teratomas stand out, which are most often found in the ovaries, in the sacrococcygeal region, and in the brain. The main difference is that these tumors are not typical for the tissue localization areas where they may contain hair, muscle tissue, bones, teeth, and even limbs, eyes, or a body. There is a hypothesis according to which a teratoma is considered an extremely underdeveloped parasitic Siamese twin that appears due to a lack of coordination in the relationship between the stem cell and its microenvironment at one of the stages of embryogenesis.
Fact number 157. Eyes don't turn red in the pool because of chlorine. Many people think that skin and eye irritation after a pool is due to the well-known disinfectant chlorine. But in fact, chlorine binds with urine, or more precisely with the nitrogen contained in it, and forms chloramine. This substance is what causes the irritation. So if you feel that your skin is red and dry and your eyes are itchy and watery, you should change the pool to another one, as people regularly urinate in this one in large quantities.
Fact number 158. The earth is littered with corpses. It's unpleasant to know that your house is built on some ancient burial site or is located near a current cemetery. But why think about that if in fact our planet is a gigantic, continuous burial ground? The Earth's population has calculated that about 106 billion people have lived on it, and at the moment, only about 7% of that number are alive. The remaining tens of billions are resting in the ground or buried in any other way and are scattered throughout the territory of our planet. Fact number 159. The Sussex Ghost Train. In the UK, there's a legend about a ghost train appearing on the Sussex line only once every few years. Witnesses claim that inside the empty cars, they hear screaming and smell burning.
Fact number 160. Ghost in the village of Macton, Indiana. For decades, residents of tiny Macton village have spoken of a woman in a nightgown appearing outside windows. Those who approached her saw her vanish into thin air, leaving behind the scent of rotting flowers.
Fact number 161. Real case of a deadly dream. In the 1990s, a U.S. man refused to sleep after a nightmare, claiming, "Something will kill me in my dreams." On the third night, exhaustion overcame him, and he was found dead without signs of violence.
Fact number 162. The lake that takes people. Lake Lanier in Georgia is infamous for dozens of drownings every year. Locals believe spirits of the flooded town beneath its waters pull swimmers under.
Fact number 163. The Crying Spirit Bridge. In Blue County, Oklahoma, there's an old bridge where children's cries can be heard at night. Legend says a mother and child drowned here, and their souls still cry for help.
Fact number 164. Fort Worth Prison and Cell 11. In the abandoned Fort Worth Prison, former guards tell of Cell 11, where banging and knocking were heard at night, even though it had been empty for years. Fact number 165. The miner's ghost in Pennsylvania. In a long-abandoned Pennsylvania mine, workers hear footsteps and coughing deep underground, though the mine has been closed for decades. Fact number 166. Missing in the national park. Every year, dozens of people vanish in U.S. national parks without a trace. In some cases, their belongings are found neatly arranged, but the people are gone. Fact number 167. The Amityville House. In 1974, a man in Amityville, New York, shot 6 members of his family. A year later, new residents fled, claiming the house was filled with sinister voices and shadows.
Fact number 168. The Phantom Hitchhiker. For decades, drivers in North Carolina have picked up a girl in a white dress who soon vanishes from the car, leaving the seat cold and damp.
Fact number 169. The Shadow in the Hospital. On the outskirts of Michigan, deep within an overgrown park, stands an abandoned psychiatric hospital. It's been closed for decades, but inside remain peeling walls, rusted beds, and the smell of dampness mixed with something metallic, almost like blood. At night, only 2 guards patrol the building. Their job is to check the long hallways and make sure no thrill-seeking teenagers or urban explorers sneak inside. But there's one part of the hospital they avoid: the East Wing. That's where, they say, the shadow appears. This shadow isn't a trick of the light. It's massive, vaguely human in shape, but stretched and distorted, like the reflection of a man pulled apart and twisted. It glides along walls and ceilings, bending around corners, sometimes stopping. And when it does, the silence becomes so deep you can hear your own heartbeat. One guard claimed he saw the shadow peel itself away from the wall and step into the corridor as if it had become 3-dimensional. It was taller than any human, and where its face should have been was nothing but a void. He tried shining his flashlight on it, but the light simply vanished, swallowed whole. Old nurses who once worked here say the East Wing held the isolation ward for the most dangerous patients. One of them died under mysterious circumstances, screaming that his shadow is leaving him and wants to live its own life. Since then, the shadow has roamed the hospital, and the guards know, if it stops right in front of you and ceases to move, leave without turning your back. Because those who see its face never walk out of the building again.
Fact number 170. The Cursed Pavlov Island in Alaska. Somewhere in the cold waters of Alaska lies Pavlov Island, a tiny patch of land shrouded in legends and fear. Local fishermen have avoided it for centuries. Those few who dared to get close all tell the same story. A thick, heavy fog always hangs over the island, so dense it swallows shapes just a few feet away. They say this island has claimed more lives than any storm or iceberg. Boats here sink without warning. Calm seas, clear skies, and suddenly the vessel tilts and vanishes beneath the waves, as if dragged down by something massive and unseen. Survivors claim that just before the water closed over them, they heard screams. Not ordinary screams, but the desperate cries of drowning people echoing as if carried from deep within the fog.
An old fisherman from Cordova once told of seeing shadowy figures walking across the water toward his boat. They made no footsteps, yet the fog stirred around them like something alive. When he tried to start his engine and flee, his hands went numb, and from below came a drawn-out whisper, "Stay." Locals believe Pavlov Island stands where an ancient settlement once was, swallowed by the sea during a massive earthquake. All the villagers died that night, and their souls now wander the mist, luring the living to join them. Today, the island isn't marked as dangerous for navigation, but ask any old fisherman, and he'll swear, once you hear the first scream from the fog, there's no way back.